Now, last but not least, to conclude this first introductory course section, I want to make sure that you get the most out of this course. I want to ensure that you have a great learning experience and that you're able to learn Next.js in the best possible way. And therefore, I got a couple of recommendations and tips and tricks for you to ensure that this is the case. Now, obviously, this is a video-based course. It's a video-on-demand course, and therefore you should take advantage of this. You should, of course, watch all those lectures, preferably in order, and you should watch them at your pace. Set your own speed. You can use the video player controls to speed me up or slow me down if I'm going too fast. It is also perfectly fine and normal to pause and rewind and to go back to earlier lectures to ensure that you really understand what I'm explaining. If something is not clear after watching a video, watch the video again. That is a normal part of learning. Repetition is a normal part of learning, and therefore you should use the fact that this is a video-on-demand course and that you can watch videos as often as you want. But if you want to get the most out of the course, don't just watch the videos, also code along and practice, even without me telling you. I will sometimes challenge you to try out something on your own, but I do recommend that you always code along, that you pause the videos often and try out the next steps on your own before we write code together. Now, of course, there will be failures with that approach, but that is how you learn the most. So definitely consider coding along and practicing. Now, when you run into errors and problems, try to solve those on your own. Really, that is the biggest part of learning, fixing errors and problems on your own. Don't ask for help immediately. You will learn way more if you solve problems on your own. I would even argue that solving problems is the most important skill as a successful developer. So therefore, use Google, use Stack Overflow, use resources like this to find out what could be causing a problem in your code. And also use my code attachments, which you find on the last lecture of every module. My code is attached as a GitHub repository. In the last lecture of every module, you will find links to this GitHub repository, to different branches there, where the different branches represent the different course sections. And then in a given branch, let's say in the authentication branch here, you can always go to commits here on the right, and you will see the different code snapshots which I created when I recorded that course section. And you can then always click on this button here to browse this code repository at this point. And then you find my code snapshot at this point in the course section. You can then also download it as a zip file or clone the repository. And these commit messages here, which I left here, should help you find out to which part of a section, so to which lecture, a specific code snapshot belongs. If you just watched the lecture where we added logout and you want to compare your code after this lecture with mine, it's probably this commit which you want to use. So that's how you should use my code attachments when using my code to compare it to yours. Now, of course, there might be problems which you just can't solve, where you don't find the reason for the problem. And in this case, definitely use the fact that you're in a community of developers. Help each other and learn together. We got a Discord channel. A link can be found attached and in an earlier lecture in this course. We got a Discord channel which you can join for free to discuss with fellow developers, share projects, help each other, and of course also discuss matters that are not related to this course. It's a general learning-oriented Discord channel after all. And you can of course also use the Q&A board which comes with this course to post any other problems you might have and to also help others there. Because ultimately, helping others, solving problems on your own, coding along and watching the videos at your pace, that is what will ensure that you will get the most out of this course.